have the Adeptus Sororitas, an army that has fallen supremely from the grace of last year when it was one of the best armies and at points the absolute best army in the game. It received the patented quadruple nerf. It received some rules changes, detachment changes. It received, points increases. And then you also had their army rule got nerfed.
So
it's a lot.
It got hit really hard. Now, we here at the house think it got hit pretty hard. It's not like the worst army in the game, but it got faction abandoned so hard. Like that army got just all the players ran for the hills on it and just left it behind. And so the remaining players' win rate was not stellar. It's not a great army right now. It's not in a great spot. It could really use some unwinding of some of those. I think GW went too far.
Yeah, for sure.
Personally.
Like, none of us expected them to go this far the last update around. We were like, okay, they'll probably do something, reduce the miracle dice a bit. But then they were like, no, we're just going to murder these sisters. Yeah. It's like, okay.
All right, whoa,
calm down.
Whoa, sorry,
calm down.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything. Jeez.
The miracle dice change, I think that's the one that stands out. I really think if they want to cap it, probably you want to cap it at like, you can get 3 back in a turn. So that way, if there's an early game where it's super bloody, they don't just have amazing miracle dice the rest of the game. But I personally think that if you're trading away units, it's fine if they generate the miracle dice, especially since so many rules, like Hollowed Martyr rules, the new detachment from Grotmiz, so many rules interact with having miracle dice or spending them. If you barely have any, you're only using it for your charge move or a save or something like that. And you can't use it on your actual rules. That's the huge miss. And that's why I don't think this is the thing that should receive the significant nerf.
I mean, I played into Sisters both before and after the changes. And before the change, it was they would have a cargo container on the table or on the side of the table, and they put the miracle dice on
18 dice turn 2.
It would just be overflowing by like turn 2. And now you play against them, and they're just like struggling and scraping to have a spare miracle die. Please, can I have a miracle die? And like if they roll a couple of 1s and 2s in a row, it's
so bad.
So bad. Like they just don't have an army roll. So there's got to be a middle ground in there somewhere that they need to hit.
I think Miracle Dice is the wrong thing to target because of its interaction with a lot of core rules for Sisters. I think changing the Triumph, increasing the cost in the Exorcist, all that was reasonable. Probably the Bringers of Flame stuff, the stratagem cost increases could probably come back as well. Because I think changing the +1 strength from 12 inches to 6 was already a huge nerf, and they probably didn't need to go also into the stratagems. Yeah. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think they just need to roll back some amount of nerfs on that, and we'll see where that army ends up.